Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about a lot of transfer news. There's a lot of things happening in the world of Barcelona, looking at making some sales. We've actually have a sale confirmed, and then as well, I'm gonna be giving you guys some transfer news in regards to Luis Diaz and some potential targets that Barcelona are looking at. But before we do, guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. The link to become a member is also posted down below. But guys, as always, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's talk about Alex Valle because this is actually the first departure from Barcelona. Barcelona, everything has been confirmed. Barcelona, they have said the farewell of Alex Valle as the deal has been completed. He will be heading to Como to join Cesc Fabregas. 6 million euro total fee with 4 million euros to be paid this year and 2 million euros to be paid in 2026. Contract until June 2029. Barcelona have finalized that departure. He will be joining and he will be heading over to Italy to play for Como. And in regards to that, I said this before, but I was actually surprised that he didn't get, as many opportunities under Hansi Flick. With Jeb Martin there, I would have assumed that he would have been given a shout, given some minutes. He was given minutes during preseason, which I thought were very solid. He gave a very, very good performance. But apparently, Hansi Flick opted to go for Jeb Martin. And so Hansi Flick has made his decision. We wish Alex Valle the very, very best. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you guys make of his departure? Would you guys have liked to see him be given a chance at Barcelona? But at the end of the day, we have 6 million euros coming in, some nice little chunk of change that we can be using for the summer. Because when we talk about Barcelona's plans in the summer transfer market, Luis Diaz is still Deco's number one priority and is Barcelona's number one priority for that left wing. And I do want to talk about Luis Diaz in today's video because Al-Nassr and Al-Hilal, two teams from Saudi Arabia, they have shown interest in Luis Diaz. Al-Nassr, they're planning to bid up to 85 million euros for the Colombian winger. But Luis Diaz, he is prioritizing a move to Barcelona. He's told his agent to ignore those offers and prioritize Barcelona. He wants to join Barcelona. He's willing to make things work. And he is actually very intent on joining Barcelona and telling them that it would cost considerably less than 80 million euros. This is all being reported by Mundo Deportivo. And we already know this, Luis Diaz, he hasn't made it necessarily, I would say, unclear that he is against joining Barcelona. He would want to join Barcelona. The meetings between his agents and Deco, et cetera, et cetera. But it's interesting to see that he's turning down that huge offer. And I was actually surprised. I want to know, like, Liverpool's stance right here. Would they accept that 85 million euro offer? They most likely would for Luis Diaz. But at the end of the day, if the player doesn't want to leave, then it's not going to happen. But that's the latest in regards to Luis Diaz. Let's see if Barcelona, if they're going to go after him. I've been very consistent with my rhetoric in regards to Luis Diaz. I think he'd be a great player to join Barcelona, but not for 80 million. You're looking more of 45, 50 million euros max for the player. I think that'd be a suitable price range for him. He'd be bringing a lot of value to the team. And I think Hansi Flick would be able to, actually have some impact with Luis Diaz in the Barcelona team. He'd be able to offer something different. But for 80 million euros, I'm sorry, that's a pass for me. But, when you're talking about targets that Barcelona, they are looking at, I want to be talking about Andrei Rațiu, I believe Romanian right back from Rayo Vallecano. Barcelona, they're no longer looking for right back. After Eric Garcia's performances in that position, Barcelona, they viewed Eric Garcia as the backup, and so they will not be looking for a replacement for Jules Koundé, as the replacement is already in Barcelona. Villarreal, they are the front runner to sign him. He has a 7 million euro buyback option. No, actually, Villarreal, they have a 7 million euro buyback option. However, right here, according to Mundo Deportivo, it says that they would not sell for less than his 25 million euro release clause. Okay, so it's interesting. So if someone else, not known, not Villarreal, were to come in for Rayo Vallecano, no, to come in for Andrei Rațiu, it would cost 25 million euros. But because Villarreal, they have a 7 million euro buyback option, it only costs 7 million for them. And he put in some very impressive performances in La Liga. But if Barcelona are not going to be going after for a right back, is Barcelona going to be going after to left back? And this is where we have to talk about Grimaldo, because Grimaldo, he has appeared to be an option for Barcelona. Fernando Polo, he is reporting that Deco, he is looking to reinforce the left back position, and Grimaldo is the number one candidate. Now, this is interesting because you have Alejandro Valle there, and I think Grimaldo could be a very good replacement for Valle. He's a player with a similar profile. He's more of a wing back necessarily, and he's been absolutely fantastic at Bayer Leverkusen. But when you're looking at Grimaldo, when you're looking at his status right now, it tells me of a player who wants to be playing, who does not want to be on the bench. And if you have Balde there, then I think there's going to be a clash. There's going to be a clash of minutes. And I'm a huge fan of Grimaldo. I would want him to join Barcelona, but what sort of expectations would he be looking at, and what would be his role into the team? Would it be just a backup for Alejandro Balde, or would he be looking to replace Balde? That's going to be super, super interesting. As a club, you never want a lack of competition, but you're going to be making things very difficult for Hansi Flick. And what does that mean for Gerard Martin? Even though Gerard Martin, I would say that for the top level Barcelona, for those big games, he lacks the quality, but he can still be a valuable player in the Barcelona team for certain matches, for certain games. Just like an Eric Garcia, he can find his role and he could be a very useful squad player. And so let's see how that pursuit for fullback develops. We all know how much Barcelona they lacked an offensive fullback in those games against Inter. We really suffered because of it, but let's see what happens. And the last piece of news I did want to discuss with you guys today, talking about another Barcelona departure, is in regards to Ansu Fati, because as we do know, Ansu Fati, he is going to be heading to Monaco, and we have seen some more details about that, that exit from Barcelona. According to Fabrizio Romano, it's going to be a loan move, 12 million euro buy option, and there's going to be a huge sell-on clause included for Ansu Fati. And this is absolutely brilliant. If he does really well at Monaco, Monaco can activate his 12 million euro buy option. And if he absolutely tears it up at Monaco, after being signed, and let's say another big team comes around, let's say a team from the Prem, or a team, or let's say like Bayern, for example, one of those big teams, and they sign Ansu Fati for big money, then Barcelona will be getting a huge percentage of that. And I think that's covering all the bases. If Ansu Fati does well, he has the option to extend his contract there. If he doesn't, he just comes back to Barcelona, and then we can just see how we move on from there. But overall, I think this is a fantastic move for Ansu Fati. Barcelona covering their bases, and I wish Ansu Fati the very best, because he's a player who, when he first emerged, he was so talented, but ever since then he just hasn't been at the same level, and it really saddens me because he had so much potential. But as I said, I wish Ansu Fati the very best. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. What do you guys make of everything that I discussed in today's video? What do you guys make of all the transfer news? Is Alex Valle leaving a bad news, or do you guys think another La Masia player, we wish him all the very best, just like maybe a Jukla or a Marquiu, for example, player who was at Barcelona but not necessarily at the level? I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. But as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys all for the next video. Peace out, guys.